has been added, and the words "of order" are deleted. I draw your attention to Rule 3B. The words "and names" have been added. I draw your attention to Rule 5A. The word "standing" is added. The words "of order" are deleted. I draw your attention to Rule 5C, which is deleted in its entirety. I draw your attention to Rule 5D, which is reordered as 5C. And the numbers 2/3 have been added. I draw your attention to Rule 5E, F, and G that have been renumbered. Draw your attention to Rule 6. The numbers 2/3 have been added. I draw your attention to Section B, Rule 7. The words "6" and "from among the elders of the Church of the Nazarene" will be by a 2/3 vote of members present and voting have been added. The words "for a total of 6 general superintendents" deleted. And the words "in accordance with manual paragraph 25.4 and 305.2 have been added. I draw your attention to C, Rule 10. The word "may" has been added, and the word "will" is deleted. For Rule 11A, the following words are added. No item of business shall be on the floor longer than 20 minutes, inclusive of amendments and other secondary motions, without a 2/3 vote of the Assembly to extend the time. Section B, the first 2 sentences are deleted. First 3 sentences are deleted, and the following words are added. No delegate shall speak in debate more than once on the same question on the same day or for longer than 2 minutes without permission of the Assembly granted by a 2/3 vote without debate. In the case of the mover and first speaker in opposition, 3 minutes shall be allowed. These time limits shall be doubled for non-English speaking delegates whose remarks require interpretation. Individuals called on to provide information are not governed by this rule. Subsection C, the words "may be divided for consideration and each" are deleted, and the following words are added. Shall be divided on the demand of any one delegate and voted upon separately if each can stand as an independent question if all the others are defeated. Those that cannot stand on their own as separate items may not be divided. If they are divided, each. Rule 12 is being added, purpose for recognition. When a delegate is recognized for a specific purpose, speak for, speak against, make a motion, ask a question, etc., the delegate may only do what they have been recognized to do and cannot make a speech and end by making any secondary motion. Rule 13 to be added, request for information. Any member wishing to ask a question shall be given no preference in recognitions to do so, but must obtain the floor in the same manner as those wishing to speak for or against the pending questions. A request for information is defined as an actual inquiry for information needed by the delegate before he or she can vote on a pending motion. The use of a request for information in order to make rhetorical speeches or to express a delegate's opinion or view on the pending matter is not in order. Section 5, motions, Rule 12 is deleted and 14 is added. Rule 13 is renumbered to Rule 15. Rule 14 is renumbered to Rule 16, and the word advisory is added. New Rule 16A, the words printed or typewritten on the form furnished, on the official form furnished, are deleted, and the words submitted in a format permitted are added. Subsection E, the word be is deleted, and the words have been are added. Rule 24 is renumbered to Rule 28. Rule 15 is renumbered to Rule 17, and the following words are added. After the deadline in Rule 16, lowercase resolutions may only be from the General Board, the Board of General Superintendents, or commissions/committees of the General Church. Rule 16 is renumbered to Rule 18. Section F, voting. Rule 17 is renumbered to Rule 19. Rule 18 renumbered to Rule 20. Subsection C, the word standing is added. The words of order are deleted. Subsection E is deleted. Rule 21 is added. Balloting for electing new general superintendents. In each of the regional caucus meetings, each delegate is requested to submit one name by ballot for each general superintendent position proposed to be elected. These names will be compiled as a list for submission at a General Assembly plenary meeting. This list will be reported to the General Assembly and shall constitute the first elective ballot without any further action by the Assembly. This ballot will form the basis for successive ballots, where delegates may vote electronically from that list. Rule 22, calculation of election results. When two or more general superintendent elections will be conducted concurrently on the same ballot, no delegate may cast more than one vote for the same person on the same ballot. The required 2/3 vote will be calculated as follows. The total number of valid votes cast, excluding invalid votes, will be divided by the number of the general superintendents to be elected on that ballot, and the result will be multiplied by 0.66666. The resulting number will be rounded up to the next higher whole number, and that will be the number that must be achieved for election as a general superintendent. When two or more general superintendents are elected on the same ballot, seniority will be determined by the highest number of votes. Section 2A, Legislative Committees. Rule 19 is renumbered Rule 23. Rule 20 is renumbered Rule 24. And Rule 20.1 renumbered Rule 24.1. Rule 20.2 renumbered 24.2 for the rest of that section. B, Special Committees, Rule 21, renumbered as Rule 25. In subsection C, the word nominations is deleted and nominating is added. Rule 26 is renumbered accordingly. Section 26.3, the word nominations is deleted and nominating is added. The words 2 members from each global region are added. Subsections A and B are deleted. The new subsection A adds the words "to be elected by plurality." The rest of subsection 26 is renumbered. The rest of subsection 27 is renumbered, with Rule 27.2 adding the following words: chairpersons and secretaries may only vote or speak in debate if they are a member of the General Assembly. The rest of Rule 27 is renumbered. Rule 24 becomes Rule 28. The rest of Rule 28 is renumbered with the following words changed in subsection A. The words Sunday school and are deleted. Nazarene is added. The word ministries is deleted. In subsection C, the words Nazarene Missions International are added. The rest of section Rule 28 is renumbered. In Rule 28.8, there are parentheses added, quotation marks added. General Committees, Rule 29C, the words daily journal are deleted. The words minutes review are added. Rule 26 is renumbered to Rule 30. Rule 30.2, the words at least are added. The words need not are deleted. The word shall is added. Rule 30.3, the words daily journal are deleted. The words minutes review are added. The second sentence is deleted, and the following words are added. At the conclusion of the General Assembly's last session, the committee shall be responsible for reading minutes of the Assembly as prepared by the General Secretary's staff and reviewed by the parliamentarian. The committee shall report its corrections and give its suggestions for correction or its approval to the General Secretary within 2 weeks following the adjournment of the General Assembly. The rest of Rule 30 is renumbered. Rule 30.8B is deleted, and the new B is renumbered with the following words added: furnish, lowercase seating assignments. The words shall be furnished are deleted. The words assign A are added. The words status assigned are deleted. New subsection C is added as follows: prepare suitable uniform signs that shall designate the seats reserved for each delegation. The rest of Rule 30 is renumbered, with a reference to Rule 33 being changed to Rule 37. D, Rule 27 is renumbered to Rule 31, and the following words added, and caucuses. In the next line, its, with the deletion of the committee and the addition of the words registered on site. Rule 28 is renumbered to Rule 32. Rule 23 reference is renumbered to Rule 27. Section E, commissions and reports. Rule 29 is renumbered to Rule 23. Rule 30 is renumbered to Rule 34, and through the rest of that section. Old Rule 33, which is new Rule 37, deletes the following words: a substitute for the resolutions, and adds the words its recommendation. Old Rule 35, now new Rule 39, adds the numbers 2/3. New Rule 40 is added as follows: unanimous recommendation to approve. During the consideration of resolutions, if any resolution is recommended by a unanimous vote of the committee to the General Assembly, there shall be no debate nor amendment of the resolution, and the Assembly shall take an up or down vote on the resolution as recommended by the committee. Rule 36 is changed to Rule 41. Rule 42 is added as follows: resolutions coming from four-year study committees. Resolutions recommended for adoption by a four-year study committee appointed by the Board of General Superintendents shall come before the General Assembly for debate before the vote is taken on them, but they shall not be subject to amendment. Rule 37 is changed to Rule 43, adding the following words: legislative and / committee of the General Church. The first sentence of the third paragraph is deleted, and the following words are added: reports of committees shall be considered under a time limit of 20 minutes. No report, including debate, amendment, and other secondary motions, can be on the floor longer than this time without a 2/3 vote of the Assembly to extend the time. Individual speeches shall be limited to 2 minutes, with time doubled for those non-English speaking delegates whose speech must be interpreted. When time expires, and then the word legislative is added, the word 5 is deleted, the word 3 is added. In the next paragraph, the words "of the General Church" are added. The word 5 is then deleted, the word 3 is added. The last paragraph is deleted. Rule 38 becomes new Rule 44. Rule 39 becomes new Rule 45 through the rest of the section. Then Rule 42, which is new Rule 48, adds the numbers 2/3. Rule 49 is added as follows: pending legislation at adjournment. In the case that some items of business are not given consideration by the General Assembly due to lack of time, these resolutions shall be referred to the Board of General Superintendents for further consideration. The Board of General Superintendents may choose to appoint study committees about any or all of these resolutions but are not required to do so. New Rule 50 is added. Expiration. The standing rules shall remain in force until modified or canceled by the current or a future General Assembly.
Thank you very much. As presented by the reader, you have heard the recommended change on this document, the standing rules. And those are the ones highlighted for you. We have good news, and that is the system is ready. I trust you have tried it, and it is ready for you. If any problems, please let us know. The question is on the adoption of the standing rules. Are you ready to vote? Devices. Please take your device and be ready to do the following. If you are in favor of adopting the standing rules, you will press 1. And 1 means yes. If you oppose, you will press 2 for no. You ready? You may vote now. Thank you. Does anyone need additional time to vote? The vote is now closed, and as soon as the results are ready, they will be on the screen. There are 2/3 in the affirmative, and the standing rules are adopted. It took a while, but it's done. All right, Dr. Hartke will now share additional information with the Assembly on the standing rules. Particular portion of it needs additional explanation.
Yes, our reader Nichelle covered the major areas for you. Under Rule 11, limits of debate will be a change for us, and just wanted to call that to your attention. Rule 11, limits of debate.
All right. Thank you. The chair recognizes Dr. Hartke to give us direction now on additional times for the legislative committees as they accomplish their task.
Yes, thank you again to our legislative committee. We had 7 standing committees and our 2 special committees. We do have 2 committees that need to reconvene on Tuesday evening at 6:30. 2 committees only, unless I'm told otherwise, has changed, but the Christian Action Committee and the Local Administration Committee. If you are a member of one of those committees, please plan Tuesday night to be back in your caucus, your committee room. All other committees are free from 6:30 on Tuesday evening. Thank you for your work.
Thank you. Dr. Hartke, would you please provide the Assembly with a report from the Agenda Committee?
Yes, I quickly wanted to share with you from the Agenda Committee the structure of this 30th General Assembly that began at 8 a.m. with our plenary. This morning you will hear, and we participated in our delegate commissioning and the organization of the Assembly. In a few moments you will hear our quadrennial address at 10:30, and we will conclude at noon. Then from 12 to 1:30 p.m., our fraternal representatives, our special guests, will be joining the General Superintendents for lunch again. We want to welcome you here with us. Our afternoon session begins at 1:30. We will have our incumbent vote on General Superintendents, and we will begin ballot number 2 for electing General Superintendent number 44 and 45. We have a worship service tonight at 6:30 p.m. I want to make sure you are there for that. We also today have special recognitions that we will do just in a few moments. On tomorrow, Tuesday, June 13, we begin at 8 a.m. with our plenary. We will continue with GS balloting and our processing of resolutions. We will break for lunch from 12 to 1:30 p.m. At 1:30 p.m., our plenary will open with a memorial service. I want to make sure you're back for that. Our memorial service at 1:30 on Tuesday. We'll continue with our general superintendent balloting. We will be voting officially on the general board nominees as well. And break for dinner from 5 to 6:30 p.m. And then, as I mentioned, we will have 2 legislative committees meeting from 6:30 to 8. Christian Action and Local Administration, other committees are off or free for the evening. On Wednesday, we begin with regional caucuses. And this is all regional caucuses. There is one major difference, that the 9 USA, Canada field regions combine for one major caucus, and that will be held in here, but the other regions have caucuses as well. We will meet then at 10:30 in our plenary to continue with our business. We'll be electing our General Court of Appeals. Break for lunch from 12 to 1:30. Have our plenary from 1:30 to 5 p.m. Dinner 5 to 6:30 p.m. And then a plenary Wednesday evening, 6:30 to 8 p.m. And then we'll resume Thursday morning, 8 a.m. and break for lunch from 12 to 1:30 p.m. And it is our anticipation that we will have concluded our business at that point, but if necessary, we'll come back in the afternoon to continue. Otherwise, our plan is for the newly elected General Board members to meet at 3:30 on Thursday afternoon for the organizational meeting. That'll be Thursday afternoon at 3:30 for the newly elected General Board members. And then at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday night, we will have an installation service for our 2 new general superintendents and a reception to follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hartke. You've heard the Agenda Committee report, and the motion is on the adoption of the meeting schedule and special order as presented to you. Those in favor of approving the meeting schedule and special orders, go to your device again. Be ready to press 1 if you are in favor. Those opposed will press 2. You may vote now. Does anyone need additional time? The vote is now closed. Takes a moment to display the results. Please display the results now. Right, there we go. The majority has it. The motion is adopted. Dr. Hartke, please continue by naming the assistants for the assembly.
The manual makes provision for a number of assistants to this assembly. I'd like to name them for you today. Emily Aguilar, Tom Barnes, Brenda Cottle, James Clarkson, Amanda Dotson, Nichelle Maynard Elliott, Tracy Fisher, Daniel Fulton, Nate Gilmore, Jeff Gray, Tammy Gower, Rick Guilfoyle, Joy Hartke, David Hayter, Galen Hayes, Ashley Hoffner, Maurice Henderson, Yongji Kim, Phil and Brenda Kazee, Don Langdon, Matt Johnson, Mark Linzen, Kelsey Main, Renee McFarland, Zach McKnight, Michelle Millette, Jonathan Millette, Susan Metcalf, Josue J.J. Murillo, Annie Neely, Jonathan Nelson, Beth Nichols, Karen Jones-Porter, Natasha Radziewski, Natalie Radziewski, Rachel Recapito, Brian Rich, Brad Rogers, Jonathan Rowell, Rhonda Slingerland, Jenna Sundberg, Lydia Sundberg, Lexi Sundberg, Michael Thompson, Stuart Turley, Karen Warner, Jerry Whetstone, Cheryl Wisen, Rebecca Young, a great number of interpreters and translators that I won't name for you today, but there's a great number of them that have been assisting us. But I would like to mention our Regional General Assembly coordinators as important assistants for us. Jessica Ramalakana from Africa, sorry, Jessica. Marnie Modine from Asia Pacific, Diane Robbins from Eurasia, Anazuela from Mesoamerica, Robin Roddy from South America, Susanna Waterman, and Loretta Cloud for USA Canada. These have been the assistants for this assembly.
Thank you, Dr. Hartke. Dr. Hartke will now bring greetings and recognition for some very important people who are with us today.
And we're pleased to have some of our general superintendents with us who are now retired. I'd like to recognize Dr. James Deal, Dr. Nina Gunter, and Moody is with you, Dr. Jess Middendorf, who is bringing devotions on Thursday. Thank you. Dr. Jerry Porter and Tony. Dr. Porter is bringing devotions to us on tomorrow. Dr. J.K. Warwick. I don't know if Patty, I don't see Patty. Patty is here. Welcome. Bringing devotions on Wednesday.
Would these persons please honor us by standing. Would you please, and your spouse, if present, we would like to recognize you. Thank you. Dr. Hartke, please continue.
And then we have a number of general superintendents retired who were not able to join us, but we will send greetings to. That will be to Dr. and Mrs. Jim L. Bond, Dr. Talmadge Johnson, Dr. Donald D. Owens, and then widows of our former general superintendents, Mrs. Stan Toller and Dr. Connie Cunningham.
By general consent, we are delighted to send these greetings to these beloved brothers and sisters of ours. We have now completed the organization of this 30th General Assembly, and we will take a break until 10:30. That is good, I believe, good enough time for us to be back here when we will be joined by the NDI, NMI, NYI convention delegates. We do trust they have finished their job and are able to come. The crowd is becoming larger than when we started, and that is a good thing. For in just a few minutes, we will continue with the session with a very important part of the business, the Quadrennial address. We will take then the recess until 10:30. 10:30 we'll be back.
Thank you.
Welcome.